An Amish woman will never cut her hair. Not once. Not a single inch, from the day she is born to the day she is buried, in the same dress she wore at her wedding. The Amish have no churches, no pope, no headquarters. Their population has doubled since the year 2000, and almost none of that growth comes from anyone joining. It comes from within. Their suicide rate is half the national average. Their divorce rate is nearly zero. Their community is now over 400,000 strong, spreading into 32 states, quietly becoming one of the fastest growing populations in the Western world. These are 23 facts about the Amish that sound impossible. Every single one of them is real. 1. The Amish population has more than doubled since the year 2000, growing from roughly 178,000 to over 411,000 in 2025. That growth rate outpaces every country in Europe and most countries on Earth. At the current pace, their population doubles every 20 years and is projected to reach 1 million by the 2050s. Virtually none of that growth comes from outsiders converting. It is almost entirely from large families and an 85% retention rate among their youth. The Amish are not shrinking, they are accelerating. 2. There are no Amish church buildings, not one. Every worship service is held in a family's home or barn, rotating through the congregation every other Sunday. Church districts are kept to 20 to 40 families, specifically so that the service can fit inside a living room. When a district gets too large, it splits in half, not to build a bigger church, but to keep the gathering small enough to stay in someone's house. 3. Amish women's wedding dresses are not white. White is considered vain. A bride wears blue, purple, or another dark solid color, and she sews the dress herself. After the wedding, she wears it again to regular church services. And when she dies, sometimes decades later, she is buried in the same dress, along with the white cape and apron she put on after the ceremony. 1 garment, 2 occasions, a lifetime apart. We covered this in detail in our Amish wedding video. If this is your first time here, subscribe now. We go deep inside the communities most people never take the time to understand. 4. An Amish woman never cuts her hair, not once in her entire life. By adulthood, most have hair that reaches their waist or beyond. It is washed, oiled, and pinned into a tight bun every morning, then hidden under a prayer covering that stays on from dawn until she lies down at night. Her hair is considered her glory, and that glory belongs to God and to her husband, not to the world. 5. Amish dresses have no buttons. In most Old Order communities, women fasten their clothing with straight pins, the same pins you would use in a sewing project. Not safety pins, straight pins. The reasoning is that buttons are decorative, they draw the eye. A pin holds fabric together without asking to be noticed. Every morning, an Amish woman assembles her outfit piece by piece, pinning her cape and apron to her dress at the waist. Every night, she takes the pins out. 6. The Amish exist because of a disagreement about shunning. In 1693, a Swiss elder named Jacob Amann insisted that excommunicated members should be completely cut off. No shared meals, no business, no ordinary social contact. The broader Mennonite community thought this was too extreme. The two sides split. The followers of Amann became the Amish. Before the buggies, before the plain dress, before any of it, the very first thing that made the Amish was an argument about how far a community should go to enforce its boundaries. 7. There is no central Amish authority. No pope, no headquarters, no governing council. Each congregation is autonomous. Each congregation has its own bishop, chosen by lot, literally by drawing a slip of paper from a hymnal. The bishop of one district has no authority over the district next door. This means there are over 3,000 independent Amish congregations across North America, each making its own decisions about everything from technology to discipline. 8. The Amish do not pay into Social Security and do not accept Social Security benefits. They were formally exempted by Congress in 1965, after lobbying that their community takes care of its own. And they do. When an Amish family faces a medical emergency, a barn fire, or a financial crisis, the community covers the cost through mutual aid, benefit auctions, and direct contributions. There is no Amish health insurance. There is no Amish retirement fund. There is the community. 9. An Amish man does not grow a beard until he is married. On his wedding day, he stops shaving. For the rest of his life, his beard grows freely, but his upper lip stays clean. No mustache, ever. The prohibition dates to a time when mustaches were associated with European military officers, and the Amish, as committed pacifists, wanted no association with the military. 3 centuries later, the rule holds. 10. Amish men were arrested and jailed during World War I for refusing military service. Their commitment to non-resistance, which includes refusing to use the word pacifism, has cost them personally in every American conflict. During World War II, Amish conscientious objectors were assigned to civilian public service camps, where they performed forestry, soil conservation, and hospital work. They served. They just would not carry a weapon. 11. The Amish speak 3 languages. At home, they speak Pennsylvania Dutch, a dialect of German that has been evolving in North America for over 2 centuries. In church, they use High German for scripture readings and hymns, and they learn English at school for use in business and interactions with the outside world. A 6-year-old Amish child entering 1st grade is already bilingual and about to become trilingual. 12. Amish education ends after 8th grade. This was challenged in court and settled by the United States Supreme Court in 1972 in Wisconsin versus Yoder, which ruled that Amish parents cannot be compelled to send their children to school beyond the 8th grade. The court recognized that the Amish community's survival depends on practical training within the family, not formal education. By age 14, an Amish girl can cook for 20 people, preserve food for winter, sew a dress from raw fabric, and manage a household garden. Subscribe if you're finding this interesting. We release new deep dives every week. 13. Amish schools are one-room schoolhouses taught by Amish teachers, typically young, unmarried women who are themselves 8th grade graduates. There are no degrees required, and no state certification. The teacher is chosen by the community, and she gives up the position when she marries. 14. The Amish do not pose for photographs. People often misunderstand this as a superstition that cameras steal souls. The actual reason is rooted in the biblical commandment against graven images, combined with the principle of Gelassenheit, yielding to God and surrendering the self. A photograph elevates the individual. It says, "Look at me." The Amish spend their entire lives trying not to say that. 15. There are no Amish left in Europe, not one community. The movement began in Switzerland, spread to Alsace and the Palatinate, and was driven out by persecution. Every Amish settlement on Earth today is in North America, in 32 U.S. states and 3 Canadian provinces. The European Amish either assimilated back into Mennonite congregations or simply disappeared. The tradition survives only because of emigration to the New World. 16. Amish weddings can feed up to 600 guests. The bride's family and community prepare the food, roast chicken, mashed potatoes, creamed celery, and pie, and serve it in multiple sittings throughout the day. The average American wedding costs over $28,000. An Amish wedding costs almost nothing. The community provides the labor. The food comes from the farms. The venue is someone's home. 17. Celery is a wedding announcement. In many Amish communities, when a family plants an unusually large crop of celery in their garden, far more than any household would eat, the neighbors know a daughter is getting married that fall. The celery is used as both decoration and food at the wedding. Hundreds of stalks. It is one of the most understated signals in any culture on Earth. 18. Amish couples do not exchange wedding rings. Jewelry of any kind is prohibited. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets, rings, all of it. Marriage is signaled instead by the husband's beard, the wife's white prayer covering, and the fact that the entire community witnessed the wedding. A ring would be redundant, and it would be vanity. 19. The Amish have their own genetic diseases. Because the community descends from a small number of founding families and practices endogamy, marrying within the group, certain rare genetic disorders appear at elevated rates. Conditions like maple syrup urine disease and Ellis-Van Creveld syndrome are significantly more common among the Amish than in the general population. A specialized clinic in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, the Clinic for Special Children, was founded specifically to treat these conditions, and it is embraced by the Amish community. 20. Some Amish communities allow smartphones. Not most, but some. Technology rules vary so dramatically between communities that two Amish settlements 50 miles apart might be unrecognizable to each other. One community might forbid bicycles. The one next door might permit cell phones for business use. The variation is not hypocrisy. It is the Ordnung working as designed, with each autonomous congregation deciding for itself what technology it can absorb without losing what matters. 21. Amish furniture is a multi-billion-dollar industry. What began as families building their own tables and chairs has become a major economic force across multiple states. Amish-made furniture, cabinetry, and woodworking are sold nationwide and are prized for their quality and craftsmanship. In many communities, the shift from farming to small manufacturing and retail has fundamentally changed the economic base of Amish life, and with it, some of the social dynamics that farming once anchored. 22. When an Amish person is shunned, their own family is required to participate. A shunned member cannot eat at the same table as members in good standing. In strict communities, spouses may live in the same house but cannot share a bed. Parents must limit contact with an adult child who has been placed in the ban. And any church member who refuses to honor the shunning will themselves be shunned. The system is self-enforcing. That is what makes it absolute. We documented a first-hand account of this in our shunning video. It is one of the most powerful stories on this channel. 23. The Amish have a suicide rate roughly half that of the general American population. Despite the absence of professional mental health services in most communities, despite the pressures of conformity, despite the pain of shunning and the weight of the Ordnung, the Amish kill themselves at dramatically lower rates than the society surrounding them. Scholars attribute this to the density of social connection, the absence of isolation, the structured daily rhythm, and the deeply held belief that suffering has meaning. The system costs something, but it also provides something that the modern world, for all its freedom, struggles to replicate. 23 facts. Some of them make you admire the system. Some of them make you question it. Most of them do both at the same time. That is the point. The Amish are not a postcard. They are not a tourist attraction. They are a living, growing community of 400,000 people that has figured out how to survive and expand inside the most powerful consumer culture in human history. Whether you think their methods are wise or extreme depends entirely on where you stand. Inside the fence or out. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe. We go deep inside the communities the world talks about, but never takes the time to understand. New content every week.